In a world of timeless beauty, Brian Hatt was a man of peace. But when they threatened his podcast, and the man that helped produce it,
my boy, Matt
he was driven to madness. For 4 long months, you've been waiting for answers to questions you didn't even ask. Where did they go? Why did they leave? When are they coming back? What wine goes best with pasta? Who's that guy parked in my spot? Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Is it vase or vase? What's this thing on my back? Well, I've got news for you. Big fucking news. We didn't go anywhere. We never actually left. Pinot Noir goes best with pasta. The spot never belonged to you. And the beef's at your mama's place. And that thing on your back is my hand. 'Cause we're about to go on the trip of a lifetime. So buckle up your seatbelts, baby. It's go time. Just as soon as I finish this sentence. Episode 4, Chatting Practice. Was it worth the wait? You tell me. Probably though. Episode 4 of Chatting Practice. My God, I don't think I ever thought I was going to say those words. I know, it's been 6 months. What the holy hell happened? I know a few of you who are actually listening to the first segment are thinking, Jesus, Brad, wasn't it 4 months? Didn't you just say 4 months in that last sketch we just heard? Yes, I did, but it actually took us 2 extra months to get that out. So you know what? I don't need your judgment. I don't need your statistics and your math. The important part is you are now listening to episode 4 of Chatting Practice, and we are thrilled that you are. I'm thrilled that it's actually happening. We apologize for the long wait. I get it. That is some Game of Thrones bullshit right there, and you deserve better than that. And again, we apologize. I don't want to make excuses here, but, I've been busy with the comedy. You know that, obviously. You've seen the movies I've starred in and the billboards I have been plastered upon. And it's not just me. My producer, my friend, my co-host, Matt Burke, an incredibly successful editor, director, magician, birthday clown. That's a lot to have on your plate. And I don't know how he balances it, but he does. Probably the magic skills. That usually comes with some sort of juggling education. But the important part is we're here now, isn't it? That we're all together. And I apologize that Matt is not here at the moment. Just to set the scene for you, I'm actually lying in a bed in Victoria, where I am still presently on tour. If you haven't been to Victoria, let me tell you, beautiful. Weird, for sure. It's like an island of misfit toys for millennials. I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen some weird shit out here. Like, I swear to God, I just walked to get some breakfast this morning, saw a guy with a top knot riding a unicycle, breastfeeding a cat. That's too much. These people need to be checked. You know what I mean? They're going to be running this planet soon, so we need to get that under control. White girls with dreadlocks, am I right? Anyway, again, so pleased that you've decided to stick with us after 6 long months. I promise you, things are going to be happening faster in the future. I make that promise to you now. Granted, it is coming from a man who's half naked in a cheap motel in Victoria, but you'll just have to take my word for it. We've got a new scheme. We've decided we're going to do shorter podcasts so we can get them out faster, make them more topical because 6 months, you almost could have had a damn kid between podcasts. It's too much, and we're learning, and we're here to have some fun, I can promise you, okay? Because we got the part 3 of the Mark Hatfield interview that was our original interview that was so great we had to chop it up into 3 pieces because he's an amazing guy. He's a comedian. He's a former offensive lineman in the NFL and the CFL, and just downright fantastic. So I'm so glad that you've decided to tune in once again. It was definitely worth the wait, even if it wasn't. No refunds. So, yeah, deal with it.
The Lions won the Grey Cup the year after you retired. How much better would they have been had you remained on the team? Would they have won 2 Grey Cups in the 2000 season?
I don't think that it would have had anything to do with me, but they did. They won a Grey Cup the year after I left, and they won a Grey Cup the year before I got there. They won the 94 Grey Cup. I was drafted in 95 to the Grey Cup champions and never won a Grey Cup. I don't think I even won a playoff game. Definitely, we played in the Western Final in 99. We lost that by 2 points, I think, to Calgary. Bit of a heartbreaker. Henry Burris was on that Calgary team, which is the last game I ever played. And, we look back at championship teams, and there are usually, without exception, always great teams. The individuals on that team have almost nothing to do with it. It's how they all work together towards the common goal. With the exception of some, exceptional quarterbacks or maybe a receiver or maybe even a running back, but usually mostly a quarterback. But an offensive lineman has an important role, but the role is to work together with the other ones. So, I don't think they would have been better. I don't think you can be better than winning the Grey Cup.
Touche.
Did you know Todd Marinovich?
Yeah, I was there when Todd Marinovich was Robo quarterback. Yeah, interesting story. He was there. He was a freak of nature, man. He was a nice guy, very nice guy. Definitely, Vancouver is not the place to send someone that's rehabbing from drugs. People he hung around on the team were not the right people to be hanging around. The part of the city he lived in was definitely the worst place in North America to be. But could he ever throw a football? He was the third-string quarterback, I believe, but he dressed for every game, and they had a contest at halftime. Can you throw the ball? It was a wiffle ball. Can you throw the wiffle ball as far as Todd Marinovich on his knees? And they would have someone come down, usually drunk, and try and throw this ball. And they would, sometimes they'd throw it 30, 40 yards, and they would be like, yeah, there'd be cheering. And Marinovich would be on his knees, and he wouldn't even, reach back. He would just do it from, in front of his face, and he could throw that thing further. And then he would let one rip, 90 yards. It was an incredible sight. He had all the talents to be an amazing, amazing quarterback, maybe except for the most important one, right, which was desire. The passion. And I don't think he wanted to play football very much. I think it was something his dad wanted him to do. So as soon as his dad wasn't in the picture, he didn't care about it. And that's an important message to everybody. You can't put your kids. I mean, you can put your kids in sports, but they have to want to be there to be successful and to have any real reason to have them out there, right? You have to want to do something, and that was an issue of his father, who was a strength and conditioning coach for an NFL team, and he had a quarterbacks camp, and he ran Todd Murdovic, from day one. That was his whole life, was around playing football and playing quarterback football, and that's how he spent his whole childhood. And I guess somewhere along the lines, as soon as his dad wasn't around, he started doing things that he thought would get in the way of that, and drugs, like it was like heroin or crack he was smoking. I don't know. But, a terrible, terrible story, which I believe now is turned around. He's clean. He's an artist, and he's going around spreading the message, that you stay away from drugs and find your passion kind of message, which is a great thing for kids to learn.
I went through the exact same thing, but with dance.
You would be an excellent dancer.
I'm remarkably light on my feet.
Did your parents make you dance? Is that the problem?
Yeah, my mom insisted. It was ballet from the age of 2. You know what I mean?
A dancer for money.
You're a private
Don't do
dancer.
anything that you want.
We've worked together at the famous Ottawa Yuck Yucks. How have I inspired you?
Every time I see you, I'm like, if that guy can do it, holy fuck, anybody can do it.
If that grossly out of weight human being.
Yeah, no, I definitely learned a lot from our podcast together and your jokes. And one of the things that I take from watching you is, like, the more likable you are, the funnier your jokes are. I mean, nobody's more likable than you when you get up on stage and you're just laughing and you make fun of yourself. And I mean, that's really a valuable lesson to learn, right? I mean, if the audience likes you, then they're going to like most of the things that you try and throw at them, right? And off stage, one of the things that resonated with me when we talked is about getting together with other comedians and throwing jokes back and forth and writing stuff and going over it with somebody else and not having this terrible, horrible ego that can get in the way of things. We're like, oh, it's my joke. You know what I mean? And giving people jokes and also taking the stuff that they have and sort of, being the best comedian you can be by getting help from others and helping others. And that's a really important lesson to learn too.
I'm tearing up a little bit here. So you also find time to be a fireman for the city of Ottawa and a motivational speaker. Have you always been desperate for attention?
So desperate. Yeah, for sure. As the third child and your
me too, bud.
Yeah, your older brother has a health issue and everyone's focused on him and driving him to the sick children's hospital in Toronto all the time. Like, what about me back home in Beacon Hill?
I got wishes. I got dreams.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess that's always looking for attention. Social media is great. I can take selfies nonstop. I can put out videos. My Mark Hatfield's Far From Famous vlog or my podcast, The Hatfield Trip, and listen to me, look at me. I'm so funny. I'm so important. I just sort of move in the direction of things that make me and the people around me the happiest. And I find, this comedy thing makes me very happy. Gives reason to get out of bed in the morning and to have fun, and to be around people who are similar to that is also a lot of fun, right? People who also enjoy making people laugh and being in that environment, right? I love going to Yuck Yucks and listening to other comedians, and what better place could be where they give you chicken wings, beer, it's dark, and people are telling jokes to make you laugh. Like, it's the greatest thing to be part of.
And yet I try and tell a woman, you should follow me into this basement, you'll have a great time. I get nothing. You do it. You get your own show on Friday nights at Ottawa Yuck Yucks. Check it out. What is harder, running into a burning building or entertaining 300 kids for 60 minutes?
I think if you're prepared for both, then
all things being perfect.
All things being perfect, running into a burning building is more fun than it is hard. I did that not that long ago when it was minus 40 degrees out. That was hard because of the temperature and the equipment failures. But and the school thing, I've done it so many times that I have a way to handle sort of every crowd. There are definitely some that are way more challenging than others, and so I would say that's harder. I would say it's definitely harder to know how to handle every certain different kind of crowd, age-wise, size-wise, same as comedy. Like, the room has a condition, who's in the room, all those things. There's way more variables, and I'd say that's more challenging and harder than running into a fire.
Wow, that makes me feel
Sounds
really
weird.
good about what I do. Doing stand-ups harder than running into a burning building.
Yeah, well, we're trained really well in the fire department that we, feel confident in all situations, and of course, there's things that can happen that are out of our that we're not expecting, and things can go wrong. But I think we have a certain level of confidence from the preparation that we do, that it's not necessarily a hard thing to do, but it is something that is definitely dangerous, and I find it more exciting than anything else. And we look for those opportunities when it's going to happen, and when it happens, it's always a great experience, and it's a great team building thing, and it's just something to have gone through. It's really, I mean, why every firefighter is a firefighter is for those moments when we get to do, super cool, adventurous things like that, and then hopefully have success.
That is pretty dope. Do you slide down the pole and everything?
All the time. All
Sweet.
the time. I use it as much as I can, for sure.
Do you guys have pole drills? Do you just for fun?
No, but I do notice there are different skill levels on the pole sliding. There are people who lose skin on the way down.
Oh, gross.
You can't squeeze it too hard. It's a pretty thick pole. You have to kind of give it like a bit of love, and you just hold on to it tight enough so you don't fall off, but you want to give it a bit of space.
Yeah.
And I find if when you're on the pole, you reach your toes down so you feel the ground coming before you get there, then it's a softer landing. If you just try and go down flat foot, then you feel it right through your spine. But toes first, and a big smile on your face makes you look silly.
Right, yeah.
In case there's someone down there when you're coming down.
Yeah. Whee! How long have you been doing that then?
15 years.
So, according to our research here, we have discovered something very interesting about you. What was it like being the first Canadian to walk in space?
Oh, it's totally amazing. Yeah, I do spacewalk every night around this time. You're getting in the way of my spacewalk, actually.
That's really, sorry. Are you
The dog
twisting
is
up
sitting
now?
at the door waiting for his spacewalk as well. You know what? I have been introduced at way too many schools as not the astronaut.
Wow. That's...
Yeah, and I'll be talking to the vice principal before, and I'll say, you know what? You won't believe this, but a couple weeks ago, one of the vice principals introduced me as not the astronaut, and I didn't. And then they'll get up there, and they're obviously, not gifted in the microphone. They'll go, not the astronaut. But there have been occasions where I've been hired as a professional speaker, and for the first couple of minutes, people are looking at me like, that guy wouldn't fit into a spaceship.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom.
Mark Hatfield, everybody. What did I tell you? Isn't he something? Don't you want to just grab a scoop of him, put it in a cone, and give him a lick? He's that delicious. Am I right? Love to watch that guy melt on a hot July afternoon. Okay, I've gone too far with this analogy, but man, that was special. And I'm so glad you got some closure to that interview, right? A three-parter. I mean, that's epic, but totally worth it. And again, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Here you are at the very end. You waited 6 months and you listened to the whole thing. We love you for doing so, and that's why we're so committed to getting these out to you faster. So they're going to be coming in faster, shorter, sweeter. We want more content for you, sweet bastards, and that's what we're going to try our best to do in 2019. So that's our promise to you. No guarantees, no refunds. But yeah, thanks again for listening. Please subscribe. God bless. Praise be to Allah and all of them. Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Rick. God, I love you guys.